Hi folks, welcome back to the Horde. So, I don't know, about 5:26. It is June 16th, Monday, 27.1 degrees. You can look at that. So, 5:26, that says 83.3, that says 81. So, wasn't a bad day. Stayed dry out, so that makes it fairly comfortable. Anyway, guys, I know many of you work on this stuff as I do, and I try to show more reality type videos rather than you know, boy, look, everything goes together, no problem. This is a case of things not going together, no problem. So you guys remember the Tecumseh engine I pulled off of this thing. The center of the engine, the pulley so to speak, was closer to the base, about 1 inch closer. But then they had 3/4 inch spacers to jack it up. So to get around all of that, I notched the frame on this thing and put a plate in, and now I'm trying to get the hold set up so that I can line the engine up. And as I'm doing that, I'm having trouble getting the pulleys all to behave, the pulleys and belts on the back. The green belts, these two, run a shaft that has a friction disc clutch that runs the rear end on this thing, goes out back to run the rear end. These two pulleys run a power takeoff, which goes to the front. Through that, powers the snowblower through that shaft right there. And my problem is that as I'm messing with the height and everything else, I'm having trouble with it. This is the power takeoff lever. But as I move that lever, it's actually coming in contact. This idler is coming in contact with this pulley. But now, then as I jack the motor up, then the pulleys are too tight, and so now I'm trying to adjust this to see if that's my problem. So it's kind of forcing me in that direction, right, the way my finger's pointing. But as it's forcing me in that direction, then the belts are starting to rub on the frame, and I just have all kinds of geometry issues. See, part of the problem is this pulley is a different diameter than that pulley. So as you move things up and down in the plane, you got to be careful that you don't move things back and forth. And anyhow, I'm having it's fighting me today. So I'm thinking of walking away from it till the morning, looking at it with a fresh set of eyes, before one gets into anger issues. Even as I'm fooling around with this, I mean, there are other solutions. Theoretically, I can mount a 6.5 horsepower engine here, drive that shaft directly, which powers the snowblower there. This is only a single stage snowblower, so you want that whirling along pretty good. That's how it throws the snow. So I could do that, but at some point one still needs to, drive the clutch and the engine. I guess then I'm only dealing with one set of belts, but this all worked. It was all put together. The engine could only affect the the height. It really should have no other, shouldn't affect anything else. I mean, the pulley's the pulley, and I did not put that on backwards. I put that on correctly. So I'm scratching my head to why this is fighting me. Strikes me as if I should just be able to adjust the engine height. And I deliberately went just a tad deeper into the frame than I had to, figuring I could always jack up on a washer or two. I'm trying to figure out if I got the engine cattywampus, you know what I mean, kind of, you know, Ricky rolled there, Rick rolled, but it doesn't appear so. I don't, because I've kind of jacked around with the four corners on the engine, and the engine sits flat on the plate. So if the plate wasn't right, it really, I mean, what's the possibility of me cutting the engines? You know, I could see a tilt, right? But I can't see Rick rolled or you know, such that, you know, one corner's high and the other three are low or something. So yeah, I'm kind of scratching my head a little bit to what its problem is. These spacers, I've had them out and I've looked at them and they all appear to be the same length. So I don't think they were used to correct a frame that was all twisty. The tractor itself doesn't look like it was abused, so I don't think that it's been all bent to hell. Those pipes are pretty thick. I'd be surprised if they bent all to hell. So yeah, it's messing with me for the time being. You know, once again, sometimes things go easy and sometimes they don't. Right now, this is kind of messing with me. I really want to get that engine on there and get it powered so it can drag itself about. It's between the chains and the locked rear end and the weight of that beast and all. It is just a bear to move around. You know, especially with the snowblower, it puts the extra weight on the front wheels. Really, it's just a bear to attempt to move. It's one of those things you can kind of, you could see the rope I got going through the rear end. I kind of tried to lift one wheel up and roll it, and I couldn't budge it. I mean, literally, you gotta drag it with something strong. You're not just moving it. So yeah, the nice thing, you know, the speed defies gravity. The 125, the 200s. They all move pretty easy. As you're starting to get into these 250s, they begin to fight you. They get heavy to move about. And you know, one of the reasons why I like the 185s and the 200s is because as you throw your weight around, they respond to it well. You can use body English to keep them moving. As you start getting into like this is a 200 ES or the 250s or even the TRS, the 250 SX, the ATC 250 SX. It's a heavy bike. You know, that extra 100 pounds. You know, you really got to throw your weight to make it respond. The 200X is a bit lighter. So, and with the hand clutch and all, it's easier to do the body English and make it do what you want it to do. This is a brute. You can throw your weight around a lot, and that thing doesn't. It's heavy. It doesn't throw around. Probably why it's a utility bike. You can probably hear from my voice that yeah, I'm just running the possibilities through my head on why, like, one belt's tight and the other one's loose, and the belts that's loose is in the same direction, but if I had it tilted, that doesn't make sense either. So I'm not exactly sure what the heck is going on here. Anyhow, Hopefully better luck tomorrow. Folks, till then, remember, keep your feet down, your head up, live, love, and have a great time. Thanks for watching, thanks for commenting, thanks for subscribing. Got some new ones out there. I'm a little behind on my responding to comments again. I hope to catch up over the next few days. It's been busy between hanging with my cousins and, you know, Father's Day and, you know, a lot of phone calls. My son's still dancing with that house deal. So I haven't had as much time. I've been getting the videos up. I've been trying to do that, but I just haven't had the time to sit still long enough to get the emails done. Sorry about that. I do read all the emails. And I appreciate the comments, so please keep them coming. It's just recently I haven't had a lot of time to comment back. Alright guys, take care. We'll talk soon. Once again, thanks for watching, commenting, and subscribing. Bye now.